Hi, um, I think I consider this a happy moment. Um, I think we finally have a concept-based walkthrough of how to deal with the David bot. Um, while I was at work, I recorded down some weaknesses he had in the audio, which I think are important to help guide your play. Uh, and yeah, David, along with Wilson, are some of the bots that made me quit playing chess for months. I just went to studying books and reflecting on games and imagining scenarios and stuff. So, but since I already have the commentary pre-recorded, I'm going to just play that into the microphone. Oh, dropped my textbook. Okay, so for this bot, what's his name? David. For this bot, David, basically, he doesn't fall apart all at once. So if you play a proper opening, opening principles, control the centers, pawns before bishops before knights, no excessive pawn moves and stuff. The simple opening stuff, simple opening rules. After you do that, you just choose between different grind downs and stuff. And when you're lost, you just work for the tiny advantages, like, attacking with initiative, to simplify and stuff like that. Little intangible shifts in imbalance. You choose but going back to the grind downs, you choose different grind downs. Like you attack where you have more mobility because you want domination of his pieces, because you want to fight his pieces. You look for material advantage. You look to make your pieces stronger, use more pieces and stuff. Different ways to grind them down. Like there are weaknesses there, and then in different areas of the board, and you just grind them, and you gradually do that. You play counter threats as well, and then that just collapses him completely, because he knows some of the grind downs, or the ways to grind somebody down, but he doesn't know all of them. So yeah, I got him twice in one night like that. Originally he made me quit playing, but yeah. However, if you try a very shallow gambit and stuff, a gambit that works with too short-sighted of a player, then he will punish you. He'll hit you with like a 90-something% accurate line, and yeah. So you don't want to do that with him. But I'll be going over the 2 games where I beat him, because I have 2 unassisted victories with him that I can share with you. And with all the victories of the bots that I show you, with the 3 crowns are all unassisted. Yeah. But I had to beat David a second time, because the first time I accidentally had some settings on there for like the evaluation bar and threats and stuff like that. Just because I wanted to see how it can maximize. I just wanted to watch Wayne, the 250 bot, get devastated. So yeah. Yeah. Now, according to Stockfish's input from the analysis, David here completely blundered his end game but however, this is based on a quick analysis. Like, I'm talking like 10 seconds analysis per move. Says here on move, I can see on move 45. On move 40. On move 45, he causes what was an M-32 situation become an M+25, causing a loss of 545. You heard it correct. 545 centipawns. However, Stockfish here surmises that it was supposed to be that was actually the 3866 elo move, because even though it knows that c5 would have been the killer winning move, forcing mate in 31. or compelling mate in 31. So I think the message here is that David doesn't fully understand imbalances in the endgame as well. Okay. And, I mean, we have a moment to just look at the quality of the solution here. Yes, the open, I mean, this is a 10-second per move analysis and stuff. So here, you know, we're pressing. Now, about temporary draws. Well, no, you have to get access to the exclusive area chess formula, which is kind of a far cry from the hyper-modern system. It's certainly extremely positional. It's definitely a variation on positional and hyper-modern. Definitely draws from the Soviet system too. If you want to know more about the hyper-modern system, I would say the canonical book for that is My System by Aaron Nimzovich, who I believe is Pakistani. So, very narrowly avoiding mate in 2. Yeah, no, I certainly executed a horrible idea. There's, I guess I just lost sight of what I should have been going for. And I should probably speak more into the mic instead of my phone. So, what did I really do here? Blunder wins. From C4, that was... Oh no, here we go. From C6, that was actually losing. Alright, okay, I'm looking at the wrong column because I just woke up. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go back to sleep after this. My brain is like in delta state right now, and it's also in waking sleep. This gambit leads to like a 0.75 increase. No, more than a 0.75 increase. No, it's not a bad gambit. I mean, it certainly works. It's not a shallow gambit. That's for damn sure. It's around the depth that it needs to be. From move 4s. 1, 2, 3. 3 full moves. Yeah, I mean, I guess it goes back to what I said. Yeah, don't do shallow gambits with him. See, this was a mistake, which is weird because I rarely blunder openings and stuff. I practically have a lookup table in my head for openings, just to, you know, make the game more efficient. Anyway, so, though I don't get consistent 100% openings, it's more like consistent around 96, 97%. So, here, another gambit here. Oh yeah, no, I definitely was paying attention for this gambit. Creates a drawish position. Gambit goes deeper, and then, yeah, I think black started to become hopeless for this position here. See, the computer probably didn't understand this position right here. Over here, I'm just making little cracks and exploiting it.
capturing this pawn created an imbalance of key squares. It's giving me the whole, it's allowing the rooks on the 7th tactic in a very low material situation. Whoo boy. If that doesn't shift initiative, I don't know what does. And he, oh my god. Here, forcing black to react and stop passing pawns. I mean, oh yeah, this is like Capablanca's rule right here. You know, pass pawn gains strength as material on the board dwindles. It's more or less what he said. He probably said it in Spanish too, and probably used, you know, different natural equivalence words. Okay, so but you know, if there's somebody to look up to, it's people like Capablanca. Like, you know, people to read about. So yeah, Capablanca, Murphy, Fisher, Judith Polgar. You know, people like that. People. Oh yeah, Supernej, Rashid Nejmetinov. You know, those people that arguably have. You know, those are some of the people that arguably have some of the best obliterations of their opponent. Because sometimes it's like, you know, almost all the time it's going to be too hard to want to read Stockfish's games because they're so deep. Okay, and then looking at the flaws in black's play. And I'll go through the moves and like all together, so you don't need to worry about that. Black miscalculated checkmate and stuff. Premature attack. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I mean, I want to tell you the secrets to timing this stuff, but it's giving away too much. Actually, no, I'll tell you. So, some timing aspects for checkmates. Let's go to my formula. This is something I wrote here in like 2017. And no, I wasn't reading off this formula when I was playing. The goal of the formula is to learn it. Truncated system. Okay, yeah. As you can imagine, it's extensive because chess has 10 to the 40 legal positions. So it's, yeah, 40 zeros after that one, buddy. Or after the first zero, that, whatever it is. Yeah, okay, I mean, this goes into some of it. I didn't find the rest of that I wrote in there. It says you need enough of it in balance, meaning a balance with a clear checkmate, forced draw, forced resignation, or a forced stalemate between your active pieces and the opponent's king side to have a properly timed attack. Remember, something like 2 more attackers than defenders. Yeah, something akin to that. You need that overwhelming imbalance to mint it into a win and stuff. It's not just about 2 more attackers and defenders. That's not... You know, you're creating, basically that's trying to create a lookup table for a game that is not solved. You know, chess openings arguably solved. The Ziggy table, the 6x6 pieces, 6x6 piece situations, those are solved. but there's billions of positions that are not solved. So right, so about Drosh positions. So Drosh positions, what you have to know, they have a tensegrity to them. They have an internally held mutual tension with opposing parts of each other that creates equilibrium. So nothing macroscopically shifts in any direction and stuff. Arguably, it is true equilibrium and stuff. So when it comes to chess and stuff, there's subtle imbalances in those components and stuff, and so you need to find the tensegrity that favors you and stuff. Sometimes you're forced to play a gambit, meaning you have to draw out the opponent weakness and punish it, because every plan has a weakness. Though gambits in that occur out of a Zugzwang and stuff, meaning that situation where all roads mean you are screwed, are really not winning. But yes, you shouldn't be afraid of drawish positions, stalematey positions, because outside of the conclusion part of the game, it's meaning like around checkmate. I'm not talking about resignation, or Zeitnot. Those draws and stalemates should be considered as transient. They have tensegrity to them, and it's proof. And this is a proof of this is like with openings and stuff, symmetric openings or symmetric like openings that kind of counter each other. Often, like with a d4 e4 opening, you'll find yourself just attacking with the piece, and it looks like an equal exchange material, but because you're attacking with initiative, you're forcing the opponent to react, and you can exploit that. So there's that. Now I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I woke up way prematurely. Yeah, that's the first episode of dealing with the David bot, which I'm glad to say is tackled.